Welcome back. In this video we are going to see about the intruder. So let me just give a small intro about the intruder. So intruder is nothing but the brute forcing tool. So in order to brute force we need a payload of word list. So you can inject a payload of word list in the intruder. So we can use this intruder for many other purposes, not only for brute forcing, but in order to use it for other purposes, you have to configure it in a very good manner. Intruder also can be used for fuzzing by sending bunch of blind SQL injection payloads. We can also use intruder to find vulnerabilities like file traversal too. So let's jump into the topic now. Today we are going to bypass a login by using the intruder tool. So we are going to brute force the login by injecting a payload with a list of word list. So for the login page I'm using the Metasploitable 2 over here. So this is a very wonderful virtual machine if you wanted to learn about web application pen testing. So now I'm going into Mutility and was top 10, broken authentication and login. So this is the login that we are going to bypass today. So if you see, I have already registered for this page. So if you haven't registered, just click on please register here, hyperlink, and you can register by yourself. Let me just log in and show you with the correct credentials. So the username is admin and the password is test123. So now when I click on login, I'm inside the page. For example, let us just give a false credential. So the username is admin and I'm giving the password as test12. So you can see it says authentication error. So it doesn't take us to the next page where we wanted to go. Now we are going to brute force this login by using a very simple word list, and we are going to inject that as a payload. So for that, let's go to BurpSuite proxy and let's turn on the intercept, and then let's log in. So I'm giving as admin. So my real password is test123, but I'm just going to type test. So let's click on login and we can see the proxy page over here. We have to send this data, the post request, to the intruder. To send these data to intruder, just right click on the page and select the option send to intruder. So now you can see the intruder tab is highlighted, which means the data has been transferred to intruder. So now go to intruder. Over here you can see the target which we are attacking and the port the target is running on. So the target is 10.0.2.5, which is my Mutility, and it is running on the HTTP port, which is port number 80. So the next one is the positions. So this positions tab tells us what are all the positions that we can modify, right? So over here, if you can see, all the positions that can be modified has this weird symbol. So this symbol is called as simoleon signs. So now we are going to brute force only the password. We don't need any other places with this simoleon sign. So let's clear this and select the password area and click on add. So now you can see this sign is only applicable for the password area. You cannot see it in other positions. So the next important thing is we have to inject some payloads. So let's get into the payload section, and this is the place where we are going to give our word list. So this area is called the payload options. I'm just going to give a very simple word list. So let's give us test12, test124, test127, test187, and at the end my password, which is test123. So this is our word list, and you can also add an external word list. So if you have a word list file, you can also include that file with this. So what you have to do is just click on load and you can select the file wherever you have. So for example, so I have this word list file in user share and word list. So over here I have this rockyo.txt. Every hacker would have come across this word list, which is the rockyo.txt. So this is one of the very famous word list. So if you want, you can also try with that word list if your password matches with that word list. For now, this word list is fine with me. So the target is our utility, and we have selected our position, and we have also created a payload. So now the next thing is we have to start the attack. Click on start attack over here. So now you can see that the brute force has been started. Okay, so now the brute force is completed. You can see for the first 5 passwords the status is 200, which is the OK status. But if you see for the 6th one, which is the real password, the status number is 300, which means it has been redirected to some other page. So when you click that, you can see the data of request and response over here. So which means our login page has been redirected and we have bypassed the login page. So this is how the intruder works in BurpSuite.